Hello everybody, I am Emmanuel the 600, you can call me 600dhagod, and you're live until 6. Today I have in the house a lovely brother. That's my brother Selassie, Emmanuel Selassie, and I've known him for a very long time and we've always loved to talk about certain topics. So one time I think I posted on my WhatsApp status that, are there other forms of civilization? Are there other intelligent forms of civilization? And you contributed a lot to the topic and I felt you know a lot about the topic. So let me bring you on this podcast. Let's talk about it because, other civilizations and other intelligent civilizations are things I love to talk about and things I love to know. So I've always asked myself two questions in life. Are we alone as a human race? And what happens to us when we die? So these are just what we are going to talk about, and we delve into these civilizations and all of that. But yes, this is the premise of the conversation, or this what stemmed our conversations. So yeah, today, thank you for joining me in the studio, and yes, we are live until 6. Are you going to have something for yourself? You can have it if you want to.
No, I love to stay sober.
Oh, you don't take alcohol?
Of course.
But this is not even alcohol, guys. So you see, when I was very young, my mom called me one time and said, anything with alcohol written on it is no good for your health. So I read this Bible story and I learned Jesus turned water to wine. So I'm like, if Jesus can turn water to wine and he created us in his own image and likeness, then I can also reverse engineer wine or alcohol to water. So right now, anytime I pick like anything with alcohol written on it, I just peel the label off. And after peeling the label off, I just bless it and reverse engineer it to water or fruit juice. So this literally is not alcohol, this is like fruit juice. Well, if you don't want it, maybe there is Coke for you. Yes, you can take Coke, but yeah, let me help myself. And let's do something. Yeah, you can help yourself, brother. You can help yourself. Please, can I get some cubes? Cubes, please. Yeah, this tastes good actually. I'm happy I've been able to reverse engineer this. It actually tastes good. It tastes good. It tastes a lot better. So I'm getting you some cubes if you care for some cubes. Okay. So now, can we start our conversation?
Yes, we can.
In a particular order, I would want to ask you a few questions. Then you give me your thoughts on it, or you rate them. Just like we saying, okay, who is the better player in the world? Maybe is it Cristiano Ronaldo? Is it Messi? Who is it? So I'm going to give you a particular list and you are going to give me who you think, or you are going to grade them or rate them on who you think is like the smartest. So I'm going to group some of them. So the first one is humans, like human beings as a race or as a civilization. I'm going to give you dwarfs and Bigfoots. I'm going to also give you, okay, so give it to me. Kindly have it. I'm going to give you human beings as a race. I'm going to give you dwarfs and Bigfoot. I'm going to give you aliens. I'm going to give you mermaids and sirens. So if you are rating it in a particular order, in ascending order, how are you going to rate them? Who are you going to put first on top of the food chain? Or you think human beings are the most intelligent of the civilization, or what are you going to put on top in terms of intelligence?
In terms of intelligence, dwarfs.
You are going to put dwarfs first?
Yes.
And what?
Dwarfs. Then Bigfoots.
Dwarfs, Bigfoots.
Yes.
Second.
Then humans.
Humans.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Then mermaids and sirens.
Mermaids and sirens, number 4. And what about aliens?
Aliens. Well, all of these creatures, so they can be also regarded.
Yeah, they can be regarded as aliens, but I'm talking about, these UFOs and unidentified flying objects and all of that.
If we are saying aliens, as in under the description of the UFOs, whereby we see these flying saucers, unidentified submerged objects.
Yes.
Then these beings, if we are classifying them in that region, then I'll put them right beneath dwarfs, because they are highly, based on those theories, they are highly intelligent because they are far advanced in technology.
Okay.
You see, and they are more sophisticated than us.
Okay. So right now, if I get you right, you are going to put dwarfs first.
Yes.
You are going to put aliens and UFOs second. You are going to put human third. You are going to put mermaids and sirens fourth. And what are you going to place fifth?
It was dwarfs,
first.
aliens,
aliens, humans, mermaids and sirens. Okay.
In those creatures, whilst they are even also intelligent as well, but I don't know how to even pair humans into such a bracket. But for the fun of it,
you want to put humans?
Yeah, but I don't want to downgrade humans too much.
Well, if I were to put it in a pecking order, okay, let me see what I would have done.
But I'll still put dwarfs first.
You still put dwarfs first?
Of all these creatures you've mentioned, even though aside humans, all these creatures too can be regarded as aliens.
Yeah.
But in the conversation of UFOs and UAPs,
yeah.
Yes, let's assume.
I would always put aliens, like, with the UFOs first. I would always put that first because through so many accounts, I found out that, when we talk of Area 51, that's Bob Lazar's account of these flying objects and flying saucers and all of that. If you check the Area 51, account by Bob Lazar, that means they found objects or vehicles that are not made from this earth, and it's being made by UFOs. And I think David Fravor also had an account, of seeing that, he's a Commander David Fravor also had an account of seeing that, the unidentified flying objects in space and all of that. So I would always want to put aliens first, because I feel at this point in time we know more about aliens than Bigfoot and dwarfs. In the world, it's more of people talking of Bigfoot. So many people are not even talking about dwarfs. So I would want to put aliens first, then humans last. I feel humans are not very smart. Humans are limited and all of that.
Of course, then yeah, I would agree. But I guess they don't want to downgrade humans.
But I feel humans should always be the last, because what have we done? What have humans done? Okay, in the history of the world, we've been able to create technology. We started from coal. We went to the internal combustion engines. We are moving to green technology or EVs, and yes, that is where humans started. But with these civilizations, I don't even think. And what have humans done? We are spoiling everything on Earth, climate. Like, we are literally disrupting everything on Earth and fixing them back. But these people, I feel, they've done a lot than humans. So I would look at governments around the world. Big pharmacies have access to drugs they would never give us. We create atomic bombs to kill each other. Like, humans are crazy. Humans are, the last on the order for me. I would always put them as last. So, okay, with that being said, so where do we go to? What topic do we start with first? Do we talk about dwarfs and Bigfoot? Do we talk about aliens and UFOs? Do we talk about sirens and mermaids? Or what? What do we usually talk about today?
Okay, I think we should begin with dwarfs. Dwarfs and Bigfoots.
Dwarfs and Bigfoot.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So I would love to know a little bit about your background. I would love for you to introduce yourself to the audience, and we pick it from there.
Yeah. Hi, lovely family. I'm on Tales with 6 Network.
Yeah.
And my name is King Selassie. You can call me. I'm a graphic designer, a freelance graphic designer, a book designer, media, social media, dealing with printing and other stuff in design, related in the design industry.
Yeah.
Yes, but I also have a curious mind, just like your host, Emmanuel had the 600,
Yeah.
600dhagod.
Yeah.
So that's me, literally me. I have a curious mind, want to study deep into things, the mysteries of what exists and what does not. So I'm here for a good time.
Yeah, we are here definitely for a good time, and I believe this is what we love to talk about. Some people love to talk about people, but we love to talk about things that are blowing our minds, and the unknown. Yeah, the unknown is a very intriguing thing. When we talk about the ocean, human beings, we haven't really gone that far with exploring the oceans and all of that. But in space, yeah, we've done quite a lot when it comes to space. But the oceans, it's one big unknown. Bigfoot and dwarfs are one big unknown, because when you tend to talk about Bigfoot and dwarfs, people tend to think you are loony, you are crazy. What are you talking about? This is not real. They are not an actual civilization. Are you crazy? Are you talking about dwarfs and Bigfoot? What are you talking about? Especially in Africa, where we demonize everything, and you see dwarfs and you think dwarfs are only meant for bad.
And I have reason to even believe, yes, I have reason to believe that civilization is sinitias. Like, I say, you see, things have existed, and we are now even finding what existed.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I found something so intriguing in scriptures, whereby the scriptures were talking about cities. And when we explain cities, like, it means that places with sophisticated technology, electricity, roads, I want to believe such, because when I see cities, it gives me a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
I'm a geography student.
Okay.
So, well, it will explain itself later. But because of the topic today, we want to actually delve into what I know and what I have found about these dwarfs. Okay. With a little spiritual attached to it, of course.
Most definitely, when you talk of dwarfs, definitely there is a little bit of spiritism and all of that.
In our part of the world, especially Africa.
People who have even talked about giving accounts of seeing Bigfoot, I've listened to people who, people's account in Florida where they saw Bigfoot when they were camping in the woods, and they shot them and Bigfoot just vanished. Yeah, so definitely, I know, they have spiritual capabilities and all of that. Okay, so what triggered you to go down this lane of research?
Yeah, as I always said, I've been a curious mind. So when you find me quiet somewhere, know that I'm digging deep into something. Or when somebody is saying something, my attention can be so fixed that it can spark such a curiosity in me, which will just move me to do things like this, to write mysteries like this. And I think it's a God-given gift, because how I even find them, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know. It can just come at once, and I'll just try finding sources. So it is a major thing that we need to speak on and to confirm itself.
Okay. So, in your childhood, growing up, have you had encounter with dwarfs and all of? Of course, me when I was growing up, I was a wild kid and I always wanted to explore things. So, growing up as a Boy Scout, when we used to camp in the bushes in the forest and all of that, growing up as a Boy Scout, I would always go outside my tent with one guy called Sedomda, trying to find reptiles, trying to find froggy, trying to find crocodile. So I realized, I think at a point in time, me and Sedomda, we had that curiosity. So he was always calling me Mr. Crocodile, and I was always calling him Mr. Froggy. And I've always wanted to learn. So even in, my SHS days, during SHS, people who slept in the same dormitory with me could attest to the fact that I would go hunting for snakes. I'll catch snakes, put them in a container, place them on top of my bunker, on my bed, and everybody was terrified of me in the dormitory because I had snakes literally lying up on top of my bed, and I was comfortable. I was just studying them. I was just looking at them. I remember even in the house, sometimes during Christmas, I would, my mom finds a snake. Oh, Ima, kokun, Olufun, go and kill the snake. I just go grab the snake, catch the snake, and everybody's terrified in the house. So I've loved some of these craziness because I want to know, I want to learn, how do these things operate and all of that. So yes, so it's no surprise that I have interest in, Bigfoot, UFOs, and all of these things. So are you a Christian? Are you a traditionalist? Are you an atheist? What's your belief system like?
I'm a Christian, of course, and you even testify.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even attest to it. Yeah, but yeah, if you're a Christian, okay, so you're a Christian.
Yes, I'm a Christian by family, by everything.
Okay, so you come from a Christian home.
Yeah, Christian.
Okay, so have you had personal encounters, with people who have met dwarfs, or what really triggered you to enter this line of research?
Yes, at a point we used to sometimes speak on them, like friends. We sit down, then out of nowhere these arguments will arise.
Yeah.
Then people will present what they've also heard about. People will say what they've also heard about. Then all of these, they culminated into a conversation. I knew that one day it will still have to come up.
So in your line of research, what have you found? What should we know about dwarfs? What should we know about Bigfoots? Are they an actual civilization that live on Earth, or they live elsewhere in the stratosphere or somewhere in the galaxies? What about Bigfoot?
Enough I've said. It's very broad, because as they being physical beings that exist with us right here on Earth, they are also spiritual beings.
Okay.
They are also spiritual beings that also coexist. And you know that this earth as we live in, almost every culture, most cultures, believe that there is a spiritual dimension attached to this physical dimension.
Most definitely.
You see, so when it comes to these conversations, I believe and I know that they being physical, they are also spiritual, and they dwell among us.
Okay.
They dwell among us. So I've found a lot, I've written a lot, which maybe not all may be discussed, but the relevant ones you get to know and to make your mind.
So do they come from a common ancestor, like human beings coming from a common ancestor, like the great apes? Well, I believe in the evolution story. So according to the evolution story, human beings evolved from apes and all of that. That's our greatest ancestors. Did they also evolve, or or what?
For me, the evolution story, for me, I don't agree to the fact that humans evolved from monkeys.
Why?
For me, I think they were created.
You think humans were
created by God?
Okay.
Rather than evolving from monkeys.
Okay.
Yes. But in other aspects of life, humans evolved. That is, they want to find a way to break complex tasks into simpler tasks.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could see the trend and the pattern. So
with technology?
You can see the trend and the pattern from how humans have evolved over the years, over ages, decades.
From the Stone Age to date.
From the Stone Age to date. You see that at those times they hunted with spears and stone artifacts, but today we hunt with guns.
Yeah.
Which is a wide improvement.
Yeah.
From that time. You see, and it took a very long time to move from stones. If you calculate the years, it's
millions of centuries. Yeah.
To guns.
Yeah.
Yes. So humans evolve, but I don't agree in the sense that they evolved from monkeys.
Well, I believe humans would always evolve into a greater thing. I believe at a point in time with human beings, we are going to have human beings, human beings and technology are going to be merged together. Like today we are seeing the Meta with what Mark Zuckerberg is doing with Meta and all of that. I believe at a point in time, human beings and technology are going to be merged, so we would literally be like supercomputers or human and technology, something like that. I believe that is where we will get to at a point in time where human beings can.
It cannot be written off, because we've seen those depictions even in our movies, and anytime there is a movie of such sort, it means it confirms the plan of what humans intend to achieve.
So I feel it can happen because I was also looking at other primates. So I don't know if to call them, some primatologists or ethologists. They put out this picture where an orangutan was, fishing or hunting, hunting for fish with, how do you call it, a spear. So most primatologists are now saying that the orangutans are now in the Stone Age. So they believe orangutans are also going to evolve, they are also going to grow. So right now they are in the Stone Age, and who knows what would happen after the Stone Age, because these orangutans are not trained, they are wild orangutans. Because people were arguing that these orangutans are trained, that is how they know how to use the spear. No, but the primatologists have always also said that no, most orangutans around the world are in the Stone Age right now, and that is what they are doing. They are not trained, but they just have that capability because they are evolving. So I don't know what will happen. That is why, from that story, that is how come I've come to believe firmly that at a point in time, humans are going to evolve and technology is going to be part of us, and we are going to have technologies in our brains, and we can do complex and sophisticated things and all of that. We can find gravity as a wave. I believe human beings are going to get there at a point in time. That's what I believe. If we are not a science project that we are going to be wiped up at a point in time, I feel we are always going to get there. So getting back to dwarfs and Bigfoots, during your research, have you heard of stories that confirmed, things that you've written down personally?
Of course, there are many stories.
Okay.
And some have been seen.
Sightings in Africa?
Sightings in Africa.
Okay.
To be precise.
What was the story like?
If I could narrate this story, a story from my own grandmother.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, who passed on earlier this year in March. I used to have a lot of conversations with her, whereby sometimes it would dive deep into these spiritual matters, what she's faced. And she will also pour out to me because of how close I was with her.
Yeah.
And she always told me she does not fear witchcraft. Witchcraft fears her because
she doesn't fear witchcraft.
And we know that witchcraft is a spiritual phenomenon.
Yeah.
So her not fearing it actually allows her to give more insight into spiritual matters, because I believe that she knows it better.
So what did she encounter?
From her description of things, she said she encountered a Bigfoot.
A Bigfoot?
Yeah, and for her, she doesn't speak English.
Okay. Because
she doesn't understand it.
Okay.
She spoke in Tree.
So how did she narrate the whole story to you?
She said that it was some time. She was around 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
this is 7 or 8 years, when she was sent to give water to her father in their farm on a day they knew was a taboo.
Okay, like a sacred day?
A sacred day.
Okay.
Yes, so, and the story was that her father married another woman after the demise of her own mother.
Oh, so she was now living with her stepmother.
Yes, her stepmother. So she didn't go through the joys of life because she was treated brutally.
Oh, more treatment.
Yeah.
It happens.
More treatment, like serious more treatment. And both being aware of such a day and deciding to deliberately break the day that had been set aside for people in the township to observe.
Okay, so she was sent by her stepmother to go get her water, if I'm getting your story right, on a sacred day where people are told to stay indoors and not go outside. This is in the olden days, if I'm right.
In the olden days.
And her father, that's your grandfather, was in on it.
Great-grandfather.
Your great grandfather knew that his new wife has sent your mother, that's her daughter, to go to the stream to go fetch water at that time.
See, in those times, phones were not common at all.
Okay.
At all. So they usually have a way of knowing, say, by this time your father will need water, so you need to go in quickly. And he had a hut within the farm, whereby when it gets too late, he doesn't return home. He sleeps there to take rest. And he was also a musician, so he had his guitar. So once he had his guitar, he would actually find a way to entertain himself with the guitar.
Okay.
So getting to dusk, according to her, she was actually sent. And being that young, she was trying to tell me that it was a deliberate attempt by a stepmother to get her killed.
Okay.
By any creature that meets her
on the sacred day.
They actually wipe her memory out. You know. So she set off, went to fetch the water, put it on her head, then set off to the farm. And she got to a junction where the road split into 3.
Okay.
And she got confused because looking at the time of the day, she hasn't frequented the farm that much. So
alone, all by herself,
unguided. So she cannot recall the route to which she should pass. So she guessed the place, then decided to take that path. And whilst on that path, trekking slowly on that path, she recounted and she recalled that she saw a tall being, hairy from head to toe,